I'm Joe Revita from Empire Music, empiremusiconline.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm here with an amazing Gibson Custom Shop acoustic, new for 2020. The Gibson Custom Shop has worked out an authentic series, and this is the 1942 J-45 banner. Definitely the most famous of the J-45s and the most sought after tone, the holy grail, J-45. And man, they knocked it out of the park with this recreation. The luthiers there in Montana went into deep historical diving to make sure that we had a dead-on specification to the classic guitar, the 1942 J-45, and now a modern build quality, which is amazing. So obviously, we make guitars better than we do back in the 1940s. You might think that those guitars are better. They're not better. They're just older and harder to find. These guitars are built much more precisely and with way higher grade quality materials. The sourcing's much better, and the consistency is much better. So we're really excited about that. So what is this guitar? What made the 1942 J-45 so amazing? Well, Adirondack red spruce top, mahogany back and sides. True to this design right here. What they did that's really special here is they have what's called a thermally aged red spruce Adirondack top. So what we did is we basically torrefied the top to give it the same density and moisture content of a 1942 J-45. So a guitar that's basically 80 years old, we've aged it already. By we, I mean the guys at Gibson. So we have this amazing worn in top. Adirondack, as you know, is crazy boomy. It's tons of overtones, screams. Then the mahogany back and sides are super balanced and really midsy and boastful. So it's going to be a really responsive instrument. You can see the vintage tuners while we're here. We can show you those. So how did we finish the guitar? We have a hand-sprayed vintage sunburst top and a thin nitrocellulose VOS finish. So the nitro's lacquer finish, most porous, really just kind of boastful again, really creates less stiffness on the top because the top's not held down, getting more tone. Excellent. Then we have the thin coat VOS, which gives it kind of like a more of a satiny sheen, a more worn-in look, which is absolutely beautiful. Rosewood fretboard and bridge. Now the bracing, the next secret sauce of this guitar. Adirondack red spruce, again, hand scalloped. Why this is important is a lot of brands are using pre-cut scallop bracing. They're just dropping them in, and it's regardless of the quality of the design. It's like, it would still be fine. It just wouldn't be amazing. And it's a thermal hide glue. So it's a hot hide glue that they use the bracing to adhere to the top, which gives more response, more tonal response, and a better connection. So it allows the guitar to be more boastful with less work. The scalloping is basically carving waves into the bracing, and that relieves tension, allows the top to shake more, right? Which creates, when it vibrates more, it creates more air out of the sound hole, which is more tone. And then what they're doing, because they're hand building this guitar, is they're hand scalloping the bracing for this exact top, this exact guitar. So they're touching the top, they're realizing where it's more responsive, and they're carving the bracing to allow it to be the best representation of itself. Amazing, just really amazing quality. Next, we have a V profile neck. Okay, so that's classic to a vintage style. 19 frets, legendary wire. And you can see the banner right on top there, right? So that's what they look like in 1942. Pretty amazing. So let's hear what this thing does. J-45 is one of my favorite guitars because if you think about how many songs historically were written on J-45s, I mean, it's countless. And then you think of that legendary tone, and then you put it in your hands, and it's like, hey, does it recreate that for me? Does it give me those tones? And it really does. This guitar is super boomy, but it also is really responsive. So you play quietly with a lighter touch, you can hear it, which I kind of did in the intro, right? I wasn't pounding the guitar into submission. It's just like, it really sounds great with a light attack. So what I'm gonna show you right now, like I do in most of my videos, is I'm gonna play the guitar with a light attack through a heavier attack. Then we're gonna talk about the balance of this instrument, which for a slope shoulder dreadnought is off the charts. So let's do it. Amazing sustain. I hope you could notice, like, when I'm just sitting here in front of the instrument and playing the guitar, when you hear it played across from you or you sit behind it, you just feel the sound pouring out of it. As soon as you touch the instrument lightly, as soon as I started to pick the guitar, it's vibrating against my body, which is a primo build design. When we go to like NAMM shows and we see these guitars for the first time, there's 20 people playing guitars next to you in a room the size this big, so you can't hear yourself think. So to judge tone of an instrument is almost impossible with those scenarios. But when I touch an instrument and it immediately starts to shake against my body, I know we're on to something. We know we have a ton of air being moved, great bracing, super high quality top, great glues being used to allow for all that vibration, which means we're gonna have monster tone and then amazing sustain. I hope you heard that at the end. The bass is really, really full and just super tight and focused though, which I love. It's a great thing about mahogany is when you hit that big boomy bottom end note, it's really resounding, but we don't have that kind of flabby, just like, it's just like this kind of sloppy. We have a really tight bottom end here, which, it's just like, is I think a great feature if you're playing with other guitar players and you want your sound to cut through, or if you're recording the instrument, you want that note to be there and powerful, but you want it to stay in its lane and just really be focused, which is awesome. Now, slope shoulder dreadnoughts. When you think about this, what do you think? Lots of bass, right? Great, we have plenty of bass. What are the mids like? Because I'm a geek for mids, and when I review guitars, I want those mids to be resounding. I want them to be important to our players because they put the strings there. So let's use them. Let's hear it. Amazing definition, right? Really a great sounding guitar. So this is the Gibson Custom Shop Authentic 1942 J-45 banner. Reissue, new for 2020. Available here at Empire Music, empiremusiconline.com, 412-343-5299. To order a guitar like this, you gotta call us because Gibson has weird advertising rules. That's life. We can't put a shopping cart on our site. But we can definitely hook you up. We can get it set up, not inspected, set up to your preference. So we're gonna make sure it plays perfectly for you out of the box. Includes all the case candy, all that good stuff. We'll make sure you have a premium experience. You can text me, 412-915-718. That's my cell phone number. So you can text me and my wife can text me and we can talk about this guitar. It would be awesome. We will hook you up. We'll get you a great deal on this instrument or any other Gibson, Martin, Fender, Taylor in our collection. So this is the Gibson J-45 1942 banner from the Custom Shop, new for 2020 at Empire Music, empiremusiconline.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.